Welcome to another exciting episode of Can We Get the Daytona Running Anytime Remotely Close to Power Tour? In our last episode, we stuck the motor in there, which was pretty neat. The cursed evil Daystar came and started interfering with things, so I had to leave. Now I'm back. It is just after midnight. On day one of Power Tour. Of course, obviously, I'm not going to make it for day one. I really wanted to because Beach Bend looks like a really cool little spot. Oh, it's 12:54 in the morning on June 10th, 2024. Now I'm thinking this motor's having a problem. Take this light over here. We'll see what the problem is. I think
Base on them doohickeys down there.
this 318 is deeper vertically than the 39 V6 is, which means the pan is going to hit things that it didn't hit before. Although it's still rotationally challenged, we need to rotate it counterclockwise as viewed from the front. Oh, there's a label in the front of this thing. Huh. Oh, clutch assembly part number. Whoa. How the hell about that? Huh. Of course, it won't fit the other truck, but whatever. Anyways, so I'm thinking I want to probably take the chain off of here finally. And I need to go get a light stand for this or something. Or we could just, can we clamp it over here? Sort of, yeah. Nope. Clamp it to this here 2x3. Yep. There we go. Cool. All right, now we got some light to work with. With which to work. With which work to, at, around, whatever. So we verified that we got enough clearance to run the radiator in here. That's good. Because that would have majorly fornicated things if we couldn't put the radiator in there and had to move the damn thing. Well, I'm not sure there's room for it forward. I could make room. Put it like in the back of the car or on top of the hood or something ridiculous. But I don't know. We're not going to have to do that, I hope. It looks like we got enough room. I wonder, though, if there's a Grand Cherokee without air conditioning, because this is not hooked up except to the belt, and I don't want it on there just because if it blows up, we don't really have much of a way around it. If we can put a non-air conditioning belt on it, although I don't know what the difference is. I don't know if they made a Grand Cherokee in '98 with no air conditioning. But that's one of the many problems we're having right now. What we're going to do, I'm going to work on getting it mounted in there, and then I'm going to get it running. Then we'll work on the passenger or the driver's side exhaust manifold. The passenger side, I'm not saying the bad word, but it clears stuff better. We'll just say that. Not saying the E word about it or anything like that, but it clears stuff better. We'll keep it at that. The driver's side is going to need some modification. And I'm still going to have to get the new this sensor in the back of there, which is going to be a pain in the dick hole because I can't reach the damn thing now. Well, I barely can. Oh, you turd. Yeah, get back on there. Okay, unplug the light once tonight. Ouch, that's bright. I flashed myself with it once. Tell you what, let's actually pick this up just a hair. Well, of course, we don't really need to do that. Let's see. Ouch, stop it. Sit back. Sit there. There you go. Stay. Stay put. Sit still. And we don't need to pick that up right now. Put her down. I think when we put her down, we should be able to get to that hickamajig on the crank sensor in the back of here a little bit less difficultly. Yeah. Oh yeah, we got access. Okay, we barely got access, but we got about as much room as we have with the Dakota. I was able to get it on that, so I should be able to get it on this too. I can see what I'm doing, and we got about 2 inches in between. And it opens up to about 3 or 4 inches underneath. That should be, I hope that's enough. I left the bolts in there so I wouldn't lose them. Get this piece of split loom out of here. We're going to need to take these cables off here and reroute them across the other side. That's a future me problem. All right. Let's get this wiring out of harm's way as much as we can. I'm saving the throttle valve cable till last. We're going to need to work up a set of plug wires for this thing too, because these things are pretty well shot. There's a couple of them that are still good, but most of them are junk. I got 2 V6s with good plug wires. I don't want to buy new ones because I'm broke. The fact that I had 2 vehicles blow up in over the space of about 2 weeks, which were daily drivers. Well, this one blew up, and then the Dakota blew, or not the Dakota. Oh God, hope that doesn't blow up. The D100 blew up too. Well, the head gasket blew. 2 vehicles over the period of 2 weeks. I don't like that. That kind of put a kink in things. Not in a good way. Anyways, so we're out here working on this. I hopefully get this working. Have a road tripper, or at least a second daily driver. All right, we've got a problem down here. That mount is hitting stuff, and it's not letting it do what it needs to do. So what we need to do, this thing needs to sit lower than the other motor did, which is kind of neat, because that's what I want it to do. So we're going to need to pull that mount assembly out. Well, we might actually want to flip this one around too, so it faces forward if we can. I think we can. But let's pull this big ass mount assembly out first, and then we'll see what she wants to do after that. It was set up such that the motor was sitting on right here. That's not going to work with this motor because it's way bigger, and it wants to sit back. Well, it doesn't. I can't get the 5 or 6 inches of clearance to the firewall like I did with the other one because it's too long. I won't be able to fit the radiator in here. So we got to work with what we got. And I think, oh yeah, we got a little bit of clearance for the oil pan down there. If we set her down a little bit, if we get this mount off of that mount, have her come down just a little bit, then we ought to be able to tag off of that old LS mount there and go back in the way I was originally going to go. Sitting there nice and low like. Let's make sure. I'm going to have a look over here and see. But this is a little bit different geometry. Yeah, okay, cool. So I can sit it lower in the frame, like a good 4 inches lower in the frame. And it'll sit down in there without hitting the starter on anything, which is really cool. I'll be able to pull the starter in and out of it without dicking around too bad. I've got a real nice spot to weld a mount onto. That's where the front axle hooks up to. That almost perfectly lines up with that thing the mount that's already on the side of the engine, so that's good. That'll help us out a bit. Let's see. Unless I could just build whole completely new mounts to go on the side of the engine, that's going to be, well, it might work. I mean, we got enough steel to do it. I'd rather not do that though, because that's extra work, like a lot of extra work. I want to try to use the mounts that are already there, because they're nice and solid and already attached to the engine, and they space it off just about right. Yeah, let's see if we can put her right on top of the old LS mounts and about 4 inches forward like the original design was. Okay, I'm going to start taking this out. Let's pull the motor up a little bit. It takes the pressure off of there. We're going to take this whole thing off of here, except for the piece of unistrut that's welded. Oops, because you don't like that. Yeah. There we go. All right, now she's loose. We're going to take that bolt out from behind the unistrut, and we're going to take the bolt out from off of the old LS mount on the frame down there, if you can see it. Can you see it? Yeah, maybe. Watch me lose a finger next Geraldo. No thanks. Alright, let's stick this lady-majig on here. Let's go get some sockets and some wrenches and go after it. Yep. Get after it. As I say down yonder. Yeah, give me some sockets and some whatchamacallits. Wrenches, I believe, is a technical term for it. Give me an impact driver too, just for shits and shits. Ouch. And an impact, or not an impact, a breaker bar. And one set of wrenches. It's probably halfway scattered across the back of the truck by now. Cool. Alright. I think these use the biggest size, like 3/4 inch. Let's find out. I think we stick a wrench on here. It's like a 19 millimeter ski. Nope. I stick the other side in there. Put the box end on there. Nope, that won't fit either. Face. Whoop, or will it? Nope. Yeah. I need a new clamping jig for this thing. Or we could just rotate it to the flat side of the, How did I do that before? I'm going to have to watch the damn video how I put it in to take it back out. Okay, exhaust manifold is going to be sitting on my bucket over here. If I forget. Yep. How the hell did I manage that before? Put it in here. I couldn't have put a socket through there. Huh. How did I do that? Now, what if we catch it from the underside? Oops. Time to get some more crud board. Yeah, there we go. All right. Jam the big fat arm in there and see if we can get the jig loose. Or is that too big of a wrench? Are we too big? That's what the ladies say. Oh, shut up. Nope. Okay, we gotta turn it whatever direction we need to turn it to take it loose, which is probably this way. Counterclockwise from that way. How the hell did I put that on there? I have no damn idea. Turning this nut, I can't see it from where I got to stick my head through. Yeah, probably, but we're gonna just sort of hold on to it. Oh, that's how I did it. I just held on to it with my fingers until it caught the lock, and then these unistrut mounts, at least the one on this side, may become redundant. Yeah. Oh, there. This is the police impersonator. Yeah. All right. Let's see if we can get this loose without getting my hand smashed. I think we're going to use a that's smaller than 19. I think that's a 3/4. Let's use a socket for that. All right. Stick that there. Okay, 3/4 socket. 4th extension and 1/2-inch drive to 3/8 adapter coming right up. Well, this grill makes a really nice little tool cart. Also makes a really nice hamburger and hot dog. All right, what do you got here for 3/4? Those are Soviet. See what we got in here. That'll do the deal. That looks like a 7/8 or so. Yep, all right, 7/8. That's the size of the lug nuts on my GMT 800 frame. Oh, here we go. There's a whole section of them. Oh, nope, that ain't it. How about you? Now you're a 3/4. That's probably 11/16. Nope, that's 13/16. How about your 3/4? Where you at? Here, try that. Are you it? That is 3/4. See if she fits. That'll do. All right. Now extension. As Cajun man saying, extension. 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 Cajun man was a Saturday Night Live thing. It was Adam Sandler. Yeah. All right, here we go. Extension. Rotation. I think there's a nut on there. No, wait a minute. No, that's there's no nut on that. That goes into the mount. The factory LS mount. That is 10 Sovietskis by 1.5. I've got extras of these. Hopefully I don't need them now because I don't know where they are. But if we need them, they're not very hard to find. Okay, there we go. Stick this in the dish. There we are. All right, now we pull this mount out of here. Bracket adapter from hell. I'm not sure if it's from hell. Maybe it's just from Hades, but whatever. It's utterly unlikable. I mean, it did the job. Shoot the thing I was driving it around with this attached and it didn't move any much. All right, give me that. We're going to stick the nut back on this so we don't lose it. Yeah, I do kind of want to rebuild this better. I was going to wait until after a power tour, but I think the other motor kind of changed my decision. Sort of made the decision for me there. I kind of don't like stuff doing that, but you know, you have to. All right, pitch this thing out the side. Ouch, we're probably going to be cutting on this thing and using parts of it for this new setup. So what we got here, there's the 318 mount, there's the LS mount, and there's part of the mount that I put up front to hold the 3.9 that isn't quite relevant anymore. That may just come out because with all the pain in the ass it was to put on, now we've got a completely different motor that doesn't need it. Although, what we could do is use them little wings over here. We could mount those to the old Jeep mounts up front. All right, let me set this down. Let's see how she sits down in. Nope, other down. There we go. Yeah, that's going. If we can get it to sit down in far enough, so we can shut the, here, yeah. Now we're sitting on the something. Here. Oh, there it goes. All right. Yeah, we're loose. It's sitting on something, whatever the hell. It's probably sitting on the pan, on the axle, but it's sitting on something that ain't the chain. That's helpful. Okay, how's it? Wow. Well, we got some room to the starter. Shoot. Yep, sitting on the pan on top of the axle, but if I can put the mounts right like there, that should do it. I think we're going to weld on top of this axle mount over here, or actually we might just weld. All right, you see where the U-joint is? Right down here. There's an axle mount right down there. I think we might actually weld onto here though. That would probably be the way to do it. And we'll go over top of the steering shaft, which I don't like doing because it gets in the way of shit when you got to work on it. But then we get over top of that. We go right into the mount on the side of there. And then we probably triangulate it down to that axle mount. Oh, there's a bolt on that axle mount. Yeah, I'd be afraid to try to take that out though, because it never will come out. Worth a look though. All right, this is flopped over way the wrong side. This is going to have to come this way quite a bit, because it's banging over into this side. Oh, that's probably because oh yeah, the oil pan rode down on the axle, I see. While we're here, let's see what kind of room we got. Oh, hell yeah, dude, look at all that room. I think maybe we should get to putting that crank position sensor on here while we've still got, well, it's sitting there where it ain't going to smash me or anything. Well, we've still got room. That's going to change a little bit once we get everything attached. Yeah, get these wires up out the way. Oh, yeah, got scratched already, good. Got gouged. All right, let's put this on and let's pull up a little bit, tighten the chain up. That gives me a good light mount. Okay. So, it looks like we didn't bash the distributor completely off the engine. That's good. The previous owner kind of broke them plug wires. That weren't me. I'm not just throwing somebody under the bus. That actually, it was that way when I got it. I mean, I basically, my job, like half of my job is just to dodge buses that people try to push me under for other people screwing up and everything else happening. I'm glad to have a vacation for a little bit, assuming I actually get a vacation. This is the first day of my alleged vacation. All right, I'll jam my hand in there, see if I can get her smashed. Oh, cool. So we do have just enough room to reach one of two fasteners. We can't reach the other one. Give it the reach around over this way. Yep. You can see them, but you can't get to them. So maybe we only need to put one fastener on it. All right. I'm going to go in the garage and open up the door, and then maybe I might be able to take Jens with me to see if we can get that other sensor off that other motor, the good one, that's still got the connector on it. And we got another spare too if we need it. I'll probably take that one with me because those things are known to go bad. Oh wow, that motor sits down in there nice. I could put a big old turbo on top of that. A big old pair of turbos on top of that even. That'd look pretty neat. Alright, so here's my bunghole cover. This is a little cap thingy, a rubber plug thing I was talking to Jens about. I'll stick that in the little hole down there where the sensor sticks in. And then that side goes flat and that side goes in, so we should be able to just stick it in here. I probably should have stuck that in before I put the transmission to the motor, but I was kind of in a hurry. That never ends well, does it? Oh, ploop. There we go. Cool. Ha, it goes right in. Thanks. Thank you, thank you. It owes us at least one. And I do have enough room back there for an HEI. Oh, no, I don't, because an HEI ignition will hit the intake. It barely has enough room for a regular ignition. Poop, I say. Poop indeed. All right, let's see what we got here. A little bunghole cover thing went in there good. That works. I'm not going to say the E word, but those things aren't the baddest thing to stick in there for once. It owes us a win. Oops. Hope I'm not jamming on. Oh, wow. Hello. Holy shit. Dude. That's what we're doing. Holy shit. Look at this. That's a happy accident. You see this here thing and that? That is perfectly lined up with the old Jeep mount. It needs to be a little farther away from it because it's too close on the passenger side and too far away on the driver's side. Oh, dude, the other one lines up too. Wow, I didn't notice that before. Oh, that's crazy. I like that. That is good. Oh, before we get too dicky with this thing, let me look underneath it. I want to see where that oil pan, the oil drain plug hits. Because I want to pick that thing up. I want to stick an adapter on there so that I can put a remote oil drain, because the oil drain is going to be in the way of the axle, I'm pretty sure. If it isn't, it's going to make a huge mess every time I change the oil. If it is, I'm going to have to pull the engine halfway out of it to change the oil every time. Dude, I didn't realize that. Well, what if then we put the Jeep mounts back in there, take those van mounts off that I spent so much time getting back on? That would be the ideal solution right there. Because then we could, I hope I didn't junk them yet. There we go. Okay, cool. I'm guessing there's a left and a right. We can adapt these Jeep mounts, which I will show you momentarily, to work with that system there. I'm not going to use the rubber in there, or maybe I will. Maybe I'll buy new ones if they're not too expensive. Of course, they got the J word on them, so they're probably really expensive. Or maybe I'll just blob them solid with epoxy or something. Make a giant chunk of JB Weld in there. Anyways, these go on either side of the motor. This one goes over on the driver's side. This one goes on the passenger side because it's smaller. And then what we can do is we can just rig up a plate on either side of that unistrut there. It goes to this heckamajig, like that, and she'll just stick right on there. Yeah, that might be a little bit in the way, but see how the other side looks. Yeah, we're gonna have to get it a little different, but it'll work. We'll use these, and we might have to cut these partially, but we'll make it work. All right, let's see where the drain plug is for the Earl. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Drain plug, I can't even see where the hell it is. All right, that's good. That means we don't have to change the oil. Where are you? Is it going to clear the axle? Because I think it's not on the back. I got to be careful with that pan. I don't want to punch a hole in it. Of course, it'll punch a hole in the pan will punch a hole in the axle before the axle punches a hole in the pan, I think. I need to find out where the hell that spigot is. The one time a damn flashlight on this phone decides it wants to turn on, like, oh, I've got enough battery and it's bright enough around my surroundings I can actually turn on. This flashlight in this phone's afraid of the dark. I don't want to turn on unless it's already light. That's stupid. It's like pocket mode or some shit. Wish I'd have paid more attention to where that oil drain plug was. All right, let's get under the front of it. Okay, give me a hunk of crud board. We'll see if we can look from the front and see where the drain plug is. I need to get some new crud board. This stuff's getting gross. God, I got no sense of smell. Well, I can't see where it's at either. Here. Tell you what. Yeah, close quarters in there, ain't it? It's right on top of the axle. It don't want to go down back and down in. I'm not messing with the firewall. I could, and it would make it mount better. To put the engine farther back and down, but it's going to be the way it is right now. Actually, hold on. Do they make another 318 pan? I mean, I can see that whole damn thing from here. I'll bet you we could change that. I'm not doing it before Power Tour, but maybe another iteration of this thing. Do they make 318 pans that have the sump forward instead of back? If they did, we could lower that thing down in even further, make an even bigger mess. Or preferably, instead of making a mess, we could make it fit better. Well, that's something to think about. Ouch. Yeah, something to think about. This piece of weldy wire off of here and throw her in the groundhog hole. Yeah. All right. Let's pick this motor up a little bit. I'll be able to see underneath it, so I can see the oil drain plug. See how big of a hole we just punched in the oil pan. Yeah. What you get? Oh, holy shit! It's up front. Look at that, dude. It's gonna. Yep, it'll clear the axle all right. I'm gonna have to take this drip pan out of here, so I can take that plug out of there and put the little adapter in there. Pretty neat. This is like one of them older trucks where you can see everything from underneath or the top. I mean, technically it is one of them older trucks. Well, it's a 90 something. It's a 99 truck. It's a 90 front wheel drive car. Schlick. All right. Let's do that. let's remove the rest of this drip pan, or splash shield, whatever the hell it is. Irritating damn thing that all my tools keep getting stuck on. Only got two more bolts anyway. I forgot to bolt it back up before I left, and I forget which bolts go to it, so it's not going to get any bolts. It's going to get them removed, and I'll use those bolts for something else. Alright, sharp metal pieces for the groundhog hole. Coming right up. Alright, so we got to do the motor mounts, which I think I might have just come up with a better solution for. Alright, groundhog, get you some. Get some, get some! So I think I've got a solution for motor mounts. We'll have to work on it, calculate it out a little bit, and test fit it and rail fit it, everything, but we'll get it. I guess if I have to, I can go to O'Reilly's and buy a sensor. Or I can just, where's this one that I had over here? Shit, I hope I didn't lose that. Oh, it's probably in this pile of mess of shit. I didn't think I was going to use it because it had the wires cut off of it. Now that I think I have to use it, I don't have it anymore. Why did I lose every single damn one of them crank sensors? Alright, let's put these JTEC plugs in the spare parts bin just to... Oh, spare parts bin, hold on. Maybe she'd be in there. Tis ain't. Nope. Thought it might have been, but it ain't. Shit city. Did I lay it over here by chance? I was taking things apart. I did not. Did I lay it over here? Is it on the ground? No. Is it in this pile of stuff I swept over here? I don't think so. It looks similar, but that ain't it. That ain't it. That stuff ain't it. What the hell happened to that thing? It's in the way constantly when you don't need it, and then when you need it, it's totally gone. It just vanished from the earth. Oh, let's see. It's got like a red, a green, and a black wire coming out of it. It's got a piece of split loom attached to it. It's got two metal ears and a plastic sensor that sticks down into that hole that I just plugged up. What the fuck? Huh. So now I can't find a damn crappy one either. What the hell did I do with all that stuff? Must have threw it over here somewhere. Or did I? Did it fall down here now? What the fuck? I might have thrown it in the pile of wire, but if I threw it in the pile of wire, then it should be in the pile of wire. And so it should come back out of the pile of wire when I shuffle through it. but it isn't coming back out of the pile of wire as I shuffle through it. Huh. Weird. That's going to irritate the shit out of me all damn day now. You know, the thing is supposed to be here. Messing with it. Oh, wait a minute. It's in the car? No. Not inside the car. I wouldn't have put it in there. Not up on the header panel here. Oh, I forgot my flashlight here last night. Oh, we got to watch this here. The shifter cable. Oh, shifter cable's okay. How about that other thing? Where is the second thing? What is the other thing? There's two cables out of here. What was the second one? One was the shifter, and the other one was something else. Hope I didn't mash it. Yeah. All right, give me the step stool. Yeah. Shift cable, and then there was another thing. Oh, the throttle. Where'd that go? Hope I didn't bash that. That would suck. Where the hell did it go? Uh-oh. That ain't good. Could have just totally disappeared. Oh no, that's the throttle cable. Where the hell? The shifter cable's the one that I can't find. Oh, let's shut this light on this phone off. Here's a regular flashlight. Where the fuck did that go? Alright, step stool. I don't see it under the car. Uh-oh. There we go. I hope I didn't just tear the thing off of there. Well, we got ways to repair that, but what the shit? The hell did the damn shifter cable go? Huh. Well, let's put the motor down a little bit and see what happens. Oh, there it is. Okay, it's bent kind of funny. Sticking out of there. It ain't kinked off, but I don't like how it's sitting. Give me that. Now it's wedged in there, I see. Alright. Well. Come on. Give me it. There we go. We got to be kind of careful with that because that's the only one we got. Let's stick this up out the top and we'll reroute it as necessary. That's probably going to bind up the damn cable, but if it does, it does. What the hell? Alright. That's a cocky wampus angle, but I guess it'll have to work. Cocky wampus. Who the hell said that? Phil used to say that. I worked for him. Yeah. Worked for a tractor shop a long time ago. Had some interesting sayings. Oh, there we go. All I gotta do, just pull right straight. Ha. I think the oil pan probably don't like that. Oh, alright. Back to life, back to reality. Let's get socket set, and an impact driver without the extension. Ostension, yeah, that's the technical term for it. Alright, shove the flashlight up on top of the car. Come down here. We got down there, so what you want? I say the clock on the wall, say 2 o'clock. Time for Advil. Don't you know? Gotcha, sucker. Yes, 14 millimeters. 15 Sovietsky Millimetskis. Genuine. I'm looking to see if my sensor fell under the car. If it fell, it would have fell back there because that's where the car was sitting. But it doesn't seem to have fell under the car. I don't know. Shit. Shit city woman. Alright. Got the what you call it. Stick it not on backwards. Turn the thing not back. We'll turn the thing backwards. So the off taken mode here. See if she'll toot her off. Pating. Gotta love a pating with no fuck. When you hear pating fuck, that means you screwed up machining something. Or drilling or something. Or even just the ratchet. But the pating with no fuck is a good deal. Alright. Let me have that bolt, because that's kind of bolty. Oh, we get some nice washers in there too. Grade 8s. Slick. Alright, cool. Let's see. Can we see the drain pan from under here? Stick this on that tray. Stick this on. That's too greasy for my good sockets, but yeah. 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 Aha. Alright. That's better than the 3.9 because now I can actually access the drain plug without dicking with it. This I like. Plus I can still access all the suspension grease points. This I like a lot. Is that a crack? Nope. It's gonna be one. Well, let it be. It'll be alright. This thing's so much lighter than the original truck. I would trust it with more structural damage than I normally would. I still wonder if I'm allowed to pull this axle completely out of here. Because I might want to do that anyway. I don't think you're allowed to take those CB joints, those half shafts out of there, because I think that holds the bearing together. Or I think it puts preload on the bearing or something. I think it's necessary for the bearing to operate correctly. And if you take it off, you're either going to lose a wheel going down the highway, or else something else screwy is going to, the bearings are going to fail and just screw up and seize up or whatever. Whoa. I guess it's a good thing I've been under here because the fog light broke. Yeah. Alright, give me that. Take the damn thing out of here. I'll just let her hang for now. Just so I know it's got a problem. We're gonna fix that. I got some new fog lights for it. Actually, real cool. They're nice LEDs, so I can frickin' give people X-rays while I'm going down the road. All right. That's out of the way. We can do more stuff under here now. We need to. I'm gonna look up. Oh, you know what? I wonder if the 4-wheel and the 2 wheels have the same wheel bearing hub assembly. I think they do, but don't quote me on that because I don't want to blow the damn thing up. If I could take that out, I could sit that motor way the hell down in there. We'd have a real nice low center of gravity. And better, stronger motor mounts too. It's better to hang a motor down from something than up from it. Ouch. Plus we'd have more room on top of the back of the motor to get stuff done. Okay, the pain's starting to show up now. That's good. The mystery pain. Yeah. Come on. All right. Upwardly mobile. Ouch. Like outwardly mobile. That stuff can stick for now. And there's the pan I just pulled out of the drip pan, or the splash tray, or whatever. Splash shield, whatever I just pulled off the bottom of there. Let's look around here now that we got a big fancy light. I was going to sweep up this pile of crap and throw it out. I'm going to go through it and make sure there's nothing. Well, this we need, and this we need. That's that ball flange I was telling you about. That's impossible to get. You can't even get the Y pipe anymore. It's got those flanges on it. There's a something or other, but it doesn't have the sensor with it. That's just a split loom there. The sensor ain't here. Shoot. Oh shit. Jeez. That's important. We need all these because we're using the factory manifolds on it to an extent. And I gotta get this swept up. Not right now, but there we go. There's our spot. Ouch. What the hell did I do with that? Did I pitch it across the room or something? I did some damn thing with it. Under here? Nope. It's under here. Laying on top of the motor? Yep. Alright, cool. We found one. Alright, yep. Red, black, green. Problem is, I got no connector on it, and I don't know where it goes. Well, I don't care where it goes in this harness. Actually, the place where it goes in that harness is gone. Shit, I didn't know that was up there. Well, I'm glad I kept it somewhere I could find it eventually. Anyways, the part of the harness that connects to that on the engine is gone. So we're just going to have to wire, hopefully this one works. We're going to have to wire it into the whatever else is there. All right, get this crud board out of the way. Out of harm's way, I should say. Respect my cardboard. You gotta love a good box. All right, pull this away, see what happens. Yeah, right there's where we're going to want to mount it. That sounds expensive, whatever that is. What's it look like when I push it over that way? Push it. Yep, that's about right. That'll do her. Hell yeah. All right. I think let's take a little recess here. Think about this. I think what I'm going to do is cut these circles open. You can see what we got here. These are both circles, and they're going to be in the way. But if I either cut these brackets off of the circle, or I think I'll cut the circle right by the bracket so it's loose, and then weld a piece across that and set it up so that it hooks into the chunks of unistrut across the frame, because that stuff's real strong. I welded that into the frame hard. Then I went back over the welds accidentally bumped the power switch to low, and then I went back over it again when I bumped it back up to high. So they're on the frame good. They're on an angled channel that's bolted to the side of the frame too. I might actually be able to cut them shorter. Well, no, because the oil pan's going to hit stuff. I want to get it just high enough that the oil pan doesn't hit the hickey-majig. Let's see. Let's drop. Yep, it's already dropped into the car as far as it's going to go. Let's pick her up just a hair so in case it shifts, it's not going to smash my fingers. All right. Well, it's not quite recessed just... Oh, yeah, you know what? It's Advil time, man. I wonder where the skunk's been. We got a skunk out here. Oops. Advil's on the hood already. Cool. Maybe he doesn't want to come around when I'm here. Because that guy smells like trouble. Or just the bottom of a car. And skunks don't like being hit by the bottoms of cars. That's for sure. Alright, we're Advilled up for another 4 hours. Yeah, you're supposed to wait 6 hours, but owing to the fact that I'm 260 some pounds, down from 312, which is pretty good. And I expend energy at a significantly higher rate than most people. And stuff goes through my system pretty fast. Every about 3.5 hours, that Advil runs out. I gotta wait another half an hour before I go re-up on it. Okay. So we're good for that. Let's see. We need to think about how these mounts are going to sit on here. I want to extend. Let's see. So those unistruts already have bolt holes in them, at least one bolt hole. We can get away with that. Let's extend. Well, let's unbolt this one. We're going to extend a plate out from those to tie into where the circles were cut in half, or were cut in maybe a third, or whatever, however we're cutting them. What size are you? I think it was a 19. Down here. I'll take this bolt off of here. After we extend out from there, we're going to go into a bracket that I weld on to the circle part of the old Jeep motor mounts. Somebody's cringing right now because I'm tearing up these Jeep motor mounts, but you know what? A, they're mine. B, they're broke. C, I need to get this damn thing done before the end of the century. I'd like to at least go to Power Tour next year if I miss it this year. Eh? That defect. Oh, that connector's in the way. What? Huh. Alright. That defect. Ow. Ouch. How is that in the way now and it wasn't in the way before? Maybe it shifted. Oops, that goes the other way, doesn't it? Pull to break the seal. Remove the shock damping assembly. Pull to break the seal. You will now access the CPU. Yep, no AI, no bullshit like that getting involved with this car. All there is just some hillbilly out in the middle of nowhere in this busted up old garage out back of work with hardly any roof on it anymore. Eyeballing stuff, cutting and welding and hoping it fits eventually. Yeah, don't lose that. How does that get stuck on? Oh, I see. All right. There we go. Okay, where'd that fall? It's laying directly on the cross member. Fuck. Oh, I got a magnet. Cool. Ding. Gimme. As I recall, these things were a huge pain in the dick hole to put in. And now I'm taking them back out again. I wonder if I should weld a bracket to these and then put something I could bolt up to the other modified mounts. Yeah, we'll figure it out. Doing engineer stuff. Yeah. Yeah. The nice thing is the guy who engineers this thing is also the one that's got to work on it. So it gets designed for a little better serviceability. I think most of the things on this engine you can access from 2 different sides. It's kind of intentional and kind of just a side effect of the way we did it. But I'm not going to change that. She's going to stay. Yeah, we got a little better access to the steering gear too. I think that access is going to stay better. I think we can move that around too. Oh, yeah, dude. Let's move this out of the side here. There we go. Found my ground cable, by the way. It was laying on the other truck where I thought it was, but it was just under something. It was under the crap top and under where I set that. That was all right. Okay. Is this loose? No, it's tight. All right. I probably want to take that off of there. I think this is the size. Nope, it's a tweener. There we go. All right, let's take this off. We might need to make a new one of these, but I've got the kit's in the other truck, but it'll have to work. Be required to suffice. Shove this over yonder. Strain her out just a little bit. We're going to have to make this longer, I betcha. Oop. All right, let's stick this with the other AN fittings. That'll be over here. Hopefully the bees don't make a nest in there. I think that nest season's over by now. All right, cool. Now, yeah, little by little we're getting her going. Glad I'm not on the hourly clock because they'd be pushing me to do this stuff and I'd be hurting myself worse than I am now and busting everything up and getting all pissed off and bitched at, and that ain't the way to live. Let's pull this mount back off of here, because we're not going to use it. Yeah. Right into the sharp plastic piece too. Good job. Ouch. Yeah, get those holes all tapped, cleaned out nice, and get all the rust out of there nice and smooth, and now the damn thing has got to come back off. But I'm glad I saved the bolts from them other ones. That was rather helpful. You go up here in the top of this jug. You sit there for a minute. Give me that. See what else I can bash my hand into that's sharp. Yeah. Ouch. Yeah. Move this light over. Don't you fucking dare. Okay, I think that's the second or third time she's unplugged. Yeah. Put this over here. Oh, that'll work. It's out of the way, it's out of my face. Still in front of the camera, but it's all right. Okay, it's here. We're smacking. And I think, yep, we got it. Cool. Bet you the steering gear is going to jam up again. Probably get some dirt in it or something from this. I'll have to flush the damn thing out again. Yeah, nothing I wasn't planning on anyways. Ouch. Don't let go. Give me that bolt. You know what? I'm going to put these bolts back in these holes. If we ever need them, I'll just have to unbolt them. Yeah, maybe they won't go in far enough. Or will they? Yeah, maybe they will. Maybe they just will. That'll be good, I reckon. Be better if we don't reckon. Alright, that's good enough. That'll stick. Give me the other one. Nope, you're not it. That's a hood bolt. Yep, there you go. Yeah, it's the bottom one, I reckon. Nope, you're not it. Where'd you come from? Yeah. I'm gonna save this mount. You never know when you're gonna need one of these. There's the bolt hole right there. Cool. If at first you don't succeed, look at it from the side. Give it kind of a sideways look. Dirty look, and all is good. That one ain't gonna screw in as far, but we'll screw it in a bit and then just kind of leave her be. It'll rust itself in eventually, and then it'll be there if we ever need to mount that mount up. I'm not gonna crank them in real hard. Hopefully this thing don't vibrate itself apart like them 3.9s do. Them things, especially the LA ones, that D100, man, I've got to retighten all the bolts on that thing. The exhaust manifold bolts, the intake bolts, and the, I forget what else, but There's a bunch of bolts I got to go around, like the alternator. Well, the alternator stays put usually, but the exhaust manifold, the intake, the throttle body, I've got to keep tightening that. No matter what you do, that thing just keeps shaking its own bolts loose. I wonder if maybe that's because of the tune that's in there. Well, I mean, them 3.9s, the older ones especially, the LA ones, tended to shake. But I wonder if it has something to do with the more power I'm getting with that tune that I've got in there. It ain't stock. It's a little warmer. Not much, but just enough that might make it vibrate enough to do that. All right. That mount's loose. Let's get the other one. This is going to be a little bit more challenging because it's on the other side, and it's the side that it wants to lay over on. But I think we'll get it. Fortunately, they're all the same size bolts. And I didn't over torque them putting them in. I don't think I did. Let's move this out of the way. Yeah, that's going to be a little less amusing. Well, for me anyway. All right, move that over there. See if she'll. That didn't quite want to move. I think what we'll do is we'll pull this one off from inside the fender. That's what I like about this giant setup with big gaps every which way, is you can lose your flashlight down in there and you can't get your damn arm back in there to get it. And then it wedges itself into behind the headlight, so you can never get the damn thing back out. It just sits there forever. Yeah, come on. Sure. There we go. And then there's the thing about them sockets playing plinko and not coming out the bottom. Fortunately, they've got a lot more propensity to come out the bottom in this setup because it's got a hell of a lot more room than most vehicles do. Yeah. All right, there we go. Oh, the bolts are right the fuck there too. Cool. Look at that. Look at you. All right, let's pull them. Wonder how greasy this lens is by now. We're gonna have to smack it with something. That's what the ladies say. I need to put up a counter for that too. Yeah, give me that. All right, cool. Whoops. Oh shit. Oh, now I guarantee I've greased the lens by now. Oh, you know what? Well, let's look. I guess you'll just have to look through the haze. Sorry, it's not purple. All right. Get the schmackinator over here. Get that. Well, that was in there good. Thank you for not over tightening things. I say as I over tighten things. Look at how nice and close that is to there. That's perfect. Well, it's going to move across a little ways, but that's going to be beautiful. Beautimous. You can tell I didn't tap these ones because they're nasty. I just cranked the bolts in, hope they didn't break anything. I don't think they broke anything. So this is really cool. I'm glad I came up with that. Started using the welding hood to do this because I can stare straight at the stuff. It looks really cool. It doesn't hurt my eyes now. Neat. Alright, so this has got two built-in nuts, captive nuts they call them, and then two holes that don't have a nut. This one never had one, the bolt. This one did have a bolt. I guess the guy swapped the motor more than once. So he took this motor out of something, put it in another Cherokee, I think, and then did something else with it, or I forget what he did. Oh yeah, and he blew up the transmission, and then he sold his motor to me, and I'm going to stick it in my Daytona. Yeah. Well, this is nice, heavy metal too. All right, let's tooch. See what we're going to do. Probably going to have to change the angles on these, do some extra cutting on them just to make them shorter, because I'm pretty sure they're too long now. But I'd rather cut not quite enough off than have to put some back, because putting some back, although it can be done, is a pain in the arse. Let's watch over here, shall we? Let the sun never blind your eye. Let me sleep so my teeth won't grind. There's a sound of a voice inside. Which way do you go? Pretty sure it's this way. Yeah, cool. Look at that. Well, you know what? If we bass-acordize it, go this way instead. Will it work? Uh-huh. Yep. Yep. Nope. Nope, it won't work. Well, it's kind of crooked, but I mean, we are right on the border of Youngstown, so you'd expect that. Yeah, that's not going to cut it. Boy, that'd be perfect, though, wouldn't it? We can bridge it out a little bit. That'll be fine. Funny how it only fits one way, but I guess that's how she works. How she rolls. All right. So what I want to do, I think, is we're going to bridge out from here. Weld onto this top edge here. Come out, and we're going to come up from here. Probably chop that at an angle. Come up from here to support that at an angle, and then that will sit on top of that unistrut inside of there. The bridge out from that will sit on top of this, and we'll bolt it down onto that, and that'll be nice and solid. And then do the similar for the other side. All right, grinder crud. Glad to be hacking that stuff up again. That'll do. We'll have to drill a new hole. Actually, we're going to drill 2 new holes through each one of those. Okay, let us then re-establish this here over yonder. Let's put the light down here. All right, grinder crud. Glad to be hacking that stuff up again. That'll do. We'll have to draw a new hole. Actually, we're going to drill 2 new holes through each one of those. Okay, let us then re-establish this here over yonder. Let's put the light down here. All right, well, that mount's loose. I get the bolts threaded back in there in case we ever need to use them again. Well, this one's tight, but let's tighten it up just a hair more. They'll rust in and they'll not come out until I impact them out. Okay, there we go. All right, cool. Yeah, so that's basically it. Just anyways, whatever you do, you should endeavor to be good at it. It doesn't matter if you're a trash collector. That's a perfectly valid profession. I mean, you know, nothing wrong with that if that's what you got to do. If you're a janitor, you're totally freaking awesome. Garbage collector or whatever you want to be, or you're a janitor, whoever you are. Napa parts guy, radio personality, whatever you do, as long as you're into what you're doing and you engage with yourself on that, you will get ahead in the business. You might not get ahead immediately, but when you better yourself in a profession, the opportunities will open themselves up for you. If you just sit there like a stick in the mud and don't do anything and you just do what's basically, and I mean, I know some of these companies don't pay very good and they don't treat people very well, but I mean, that's universal now. You've got to find a place that treats you decently, that pays decent, or at least will give you a start to where you can start getting into stuff and bettering yourself at these trades. Then just continue to improve your skills and your outlook on things, and network with people. Networking is one of the most important things you can do, because if I hadn't networked with people, I wouldn't be here in this job. Sometimes you got to give a freebie, but don't let people take advantage of you. And if you network with people, you can get pretty far. Okay, what was I going to lay under the car and do? Oh, I know, transmission. I need to slide the transmission tail shaft over a bit. Let's move this cruddy looking nasty thing here. You sit there. Got my rag, wipe my hand. Can't wait to get this thing running again on the road and driving down to hopefully Nashville. I'm going to try and meet a feller down there, Derek from Vice Grip Garage, and fellette, Mrs. Derek. I apologize, I don't remember what her name is, but Derek and Mrs. Derek are going to be down there at Nashville at the Super Mega Speedway. Not the gas station, the racetrack. There we go. Gotcha. Cool. Okay, that's centered. Well, it's centered in the car. I don't know if it's centered the way it's supposed to be. That looks like it's about straight the way it should be. That's about as far to that side as we're going to get with that motor. We're going to have to move the engine up a little bit. And probably the transmission up a little bit too. Oh yeah, it'll go up. Oh, we got inches and inches to go up. Cool. All right. Ouch. Nice. Pry that over just a hair. You know what I should probably do? Well, I don't know about that yet. I'm thinking about putting the cross member for the transmission in getting it lined up, because then it's easier to keep the transmission straight when it's got a cross member attached to it. I don't think I'll need this jack anymore. Well, no, let's leave it under here because we're going to need it to transfer the transmission over from the 2x4 to the actual metal cross member. Oh, also, for the metal cross member, woo, I got up and it didn't hurt really, really bad because I wasn't down very long. For the metal cross member, I'm going to add some, a little bit of strength to it, and then put her back in. Probably add some L channel to it on one side or the other, something like that. Just give her some plug welds and hope for the best. Just want to make it a little bit more supported. Okay, let's take these blocks up. All right, there's another funky JTEC plug. We're going to stick this in the wiring junk box. I'm going to give away all these connectors and this wiring harness and stuff once I make sure I've got everything we need. I figure, what? Oh, no, that's just, what is that? Some kind of a, what the hell is this? This is weird. I wonder if that's part of the old spare tire setup or something. Here, look at this. Yeah, a weird looking nut. It almost looks like a lug nut, but it's not. This thing's still on? Yep, she's on. Okay, good. It's almost like a lug nut, but it's got a round on the bottom. I'll bet you that's the old spare tire jack holding-a-jig. I'll stick it on here. Oh, nice. I got cleaned up a little bit here. That's cool. Let's move this stuff up here where it's not going to get in the wet. All right, this here, you go into the bolt box. I love these things. These are great. Whoops. I'm back. Well, they used to be greater. They used to be 95 cents. Now they're $1.95. Everything's doubled in price at the metal place. Oh, poop. Now we can leave this up here. Leave my bolt box up here. We'll access it later. I'm getting ready to pull the plug. I'm on vacation today from work, and I'm actually still up at work working on the car. I think what I'm going to do is take a break for 8 hours or so and then come back. That seems to be the way to go. Clean up a little bit. Now that I can. Another connector. I'll save all these connectors in case anybody needs them. Well, that looks good. I like the look of that motor in there. It ain't bolted in solid yet. It's just sitting in there for right now. She will be bolted in. And the company that'll bring it to you is AT&T. Oops, never mind. That's wrong commercial. Whoops. Uh-oh. That was a bad clunk. Why was there a bad clunk? I think we just lost one of our boards underneath there. Well, that's a problem because if we lose two boards, this transmission's going to fall over through the thing. What did we lose? Did we lose anything? No. Oh, I see. Yeah, we lost the 2x3. The 2x4 is still in there. That's good. It ran the... Yeah, I think we're going to put the cross member in. All right, let's go hunting for some steel, what we can use to reinforce the cross member. So you see this cross member is yay long. And now I don't want it... I've got some of this same stuff, but I don't want to use it because it's... if you put it on the bottom and the top, it'll smash in the middle. So what I want to do is get a hunk of something. I'm not quite sure what yet. Maybe it could be some of this L channel here. 2 pieces of this that are Or maybe one piece of this stuff if it's wide enough. Oh, dude, hold on. I've got the best idea ever yet so far. What we're going to do is waltz over here. We're going to use this piece that I've already built the cross member out of. It's already got the slot in the right place. What the hell is this bolt doing? Oh, it's a magnet. Oh, neat. Cool, there's another 3/8 inch bolt too. Schlick. Now where do I put, oh, here it is. Put it in the bolt reservoir. We'll set this magnet on the fender. Put the bolt in the bolt reservoir. Oops, ouch. Break my antenna that I just put on there. Now, this, if I'm thinking right, should be about the same length as, oh, yep, look at that. Look at that beast. Now, also, in addition, I wonder if we should put this on in underneath like that, or if we should weld it to the top. Well, tell you what, hold your horses a minute. I think we got to rotate it like this first. I think maybe, oh, there we go. Yeah, nice. There should be, check it out. Holes match. Full of gas. It is gas, not ethanol. This thing will not stomach ethanol particularly well. In other words, at all. Alright. See how you do. That looks good. What we're going to do is I'm just going to start burning welds into this thing, and it ain't going to be perfect. All it's got to be is, what's Fabergé say? Don't get it right, just get it running. That's what we're doing. I sure the hell ain't getting it right. Sorry, Freiburger. I thought I'd just sound fancy, but it just sounds like I'm a jerk. Fabergé. I hope that doesn't catch on. People start making fun of him because he's cool. At least I'm assuming he's cool. It seems to be okay. On. Oh, I gotta hook the battery up to this generator. Makes it a hell of a lot easier to start. Okay, go vroom. Generator, go burr. Get it, get it. Alright. Got a tooth in here. Oh, don't forget to set it to the weld, not dry. Okay. That looks okay. Just a bit away with it. Oh, kind of missed there. That's the corner. That's acceptable. It's just a booger, but that's all we really need. Put her down here at the end. There we go. Try to get some hose to loading portion right there. Oh, hold on. There. This camera stayed on for any of that. Yeah, some of it. We might have got some. Let's carefully take this off of here. Yeah, close enough. The welds don't really have to hold it together. They mainly just have to hold it present. Alright, shut the gas off and let her spool down. See what kind of temporal coordinates we got here. 0644, yep. Alright, that coincides with my pulling the plug at 0700. What about to do? Oh, there you are. Alright, shove the mic back on my regular hat. There we go. Alright, I'm going to let this cool off some, let the generator stall. Throw the security thing back on it. Ah, it feels good to weld. I should drink some milk now. That was galvanized, and I'm not quite so sure I kept my head out of the way the whole time. Something tastes really good, and that's usually a sign that I've been welding galvanized without keeping my head out of the way of it. Alright, here, hold this. Do we have 2 copies of this JTEC PCM manual, or just one? The pain in the ass about some of this stuff is the JTEC PCM in the truck, the van, and well, particularly truck and van and Jeep, are totally different animals. Well, not totally different, but there's enough differences to make it irritating. So I had to download the Jeep JTEC printout that's different from the truck JTEC printout. I've got all the relays and schematic, or relays and fuses and stuff listed out, at least the ones I need. This can hang here for now, but we're going to have to work on it later. Okay, let's get my sockets rounded up. Masaka. This Masaka now sort of scorches the sky. There we go, generator shut herself down. Yeah. That over here. That over here. I got to make a new handle for my welder because I done busted it. Now I kind of welded through part of the handle, and the other part of the handle just sort of broke off. And now there's no handle. It's a pain in the ass to carry. So we got to fix that. Alright, so what we got here, I'm hoping these don't rust because they're stainless, but we got, oops, these are 2.5s. 2.5s, 2.5s, whatever. You ain't got 2.5s in it. Well, they'll work if we need them to. 2.5-inch, 45-degree angulars. I'm gonna lay these on the heck of the jig. I don't really care if these get scratched a little bit, because they're gonna have hideous, ugly welds on them anyway. There you go. Alrighty. The Harbahe. What's this chrome thing, I wonder? I don't know what that came from. Shoot. I don't know. Huh. Yeah, whatever. I'm going to chunk this in the bag here. Alright, here's more stainless steel taters. Whoops. Stainless steel taters. These are supposed to be 2 1/4, I think. So what I'm going to do is make a spigot that comes out from the exhaust manifold, comes out that far, and then shoot that straight down toward the pipe down below, and use a similar angle to hit the pipe down below. Well, it doesn't really matter if these are too big or too small, because they'll adapt. Whoa. These are all supposed to, well, these 45s are supposed to be 2 1/4, and they're 2 1/2 too. Is any of this stuff 2 1/4? I don't like to make the pipe coming out of the manifold too big, because then you lose torque. Butter. Torque. Butter. Torque. Butter. Okay, I think these ones are actually 2 1/4. Whoops. Let's kick the camera again. Yep, these ones are 2 1/4. Alright, well, I mean, whatever. We'll weld together whatever we got, make her work. Hopefully we don't need very much of this, because all we're going to do is modify one manifold. This stainless stuff I've been working with off of Amazon, it's fairly adept. It's not real flimsy. It's thick enough that you can actually weld it fairly good, even to a flange, a thick flange. Alright, I'm going to throw the harbaje away here. I shall return to the filming area. Let's throw this crud board under here, shut this light off for a minute. Alright, let's do a final wrap up. Let's move some stuff around that Dickhead won't like. There we go. Alright, that stuff looks okay. That's disconnected. Disengaged. Well, them stainless exhaust pieces look real nice. Too bad I'm going to put it in an ugly mess. Monstrosity of an exhaust, but I guess, I mean, if she works, man. I ain't gonna bitch about working. I know some other people who bitch about stuff when it works, but sometimes more than when it doesn't work. That's part of the toxic culture of certain places. That's why I can't wait to leave. Alright, I think we've passed our half-hour fire check to make sure she's not gonna go fiery after a certain amount of time. And let us leave. Yeah. On the ground. Why is my shit on the ground? Why is my stupid phone on the ground? Why is my stupid phone on the ground? Well, I guess it's a relief crack here. It'll just relieve itself when it needs to has too much stress. I guess a little bit of a crack in the glass is better than the one time you drop it and the whole damn thing shatters. Oh, I can't wait to get this hood back on here for the 3rd time. All right, let's take a look here. What do we got to do yet? We got to modify that manifold. We're going to make a spigot come out the side of it instead, block off the bottom. If you said don't weld cast or whatever, you would be incorrect because, well, I mean, you'd be right because you shouldn't, but I'm going to do it anyway because, and that's why, because. All right, so here's what we got. This is the look of the beast right now. You know what? I'm going to disconnect it from the crane. Clip on. Yeet. It's going to work. Yeah, sort of. Good enough. Good enough for now. All right, let's clamp this late onto something else just to see how she looks. Now, what do you think? Look at that. It's back. Well, sort of. Not completely back, but it's back enough that it looks like it's one piece again. Let's go stuff something in the hole here so it doesn't do things. That'll work. There we go. Cool. So it's pretty much protected against dihydrogen monoxide, the most deadly chemical known to man. The most deadly chemical known to mankind, dihydrogen monoxide. Every person who's ever been exposed to dihydrogen monoxide will die. Every single one. Oh, look at that. That's cool. I like that. And just because I like it, somebody else will ruin it or it'll ruin itself. I'm not allowed to have nice things that I like. Well, that does sit way lower, doesn't it? It's a lot lower than the other one was. And it's going to stay that way too, which is kind of interesting. Well, I mean, there's something to be said for putting a bigger motor in it. And I got to pee. All right. Anyways, so here be the car, Daytona. It ain't four-wheel drive yet. I'm going to have to figure something out about a transfer case, divorce transfer case, I should say. But other than that, I'm hoping. I don't know if we're going to make Nashville. I want to at least make one day a power tour though this week. If we got to make Friday, I don't want to go to Indy because I don't really like that area. But just it's too flat out there. I just don't like Indiana that much. But I'd go to like Columbus. That'd be kind of neat. You know, or the second Kentucky run, or if I can make it to Nashville, I'm going to do it. But I'm kind of concerned because this setup has not been tested. I haven't even built the Speeduino for it yet. I could probably use my Mega Squirt, although I don't think it would like firing 4 injectors per rail. It might take issue, and I don't have replacement parts for that. So Speeduino would probably be the best way to go on this deal. Well, there's a ton of room around that starter. Now look at that. Holy shit. I should have put a bigger motor in this thing to begin with. The only problem is that oil pan doesn't like where it's going. If I could get a front sump oil pan for this sucker, I could drop it way down in there. Drop it probably 4 more inches. Shit, that'd be rad, man. All right, we gotta, let's see, next run, we gotta move this engine back over to the right. Then we gotta lock it there. I think what I'll do first is, well, I can't do the transmission cross member because I have to have the engine position left to right before I can lock the transmission down. Well, maybe we can, because it doesn't have to be perfect. It's got a rubber piece in there. We can sort of have a little bit of a misalignment. We just can't have a big misalignment. I'll see what I can do. We'll get her. All right, well, that's enough of that. There's a 318 sitting in a 1990 Dodge Daytona on a four-wheel drive chassis. And I'll see you later.